Walking into two dudes on my night off wasn't my idea of a great time, but there I was. Sally had ordered 24 cupcakes for her daughters' graduation and I couldn't pass up the money. The bar was busy for a Wednesday night and I had to guard my cupcakes like linebacker as I made my way across the room. I'd barely been able to afford the ingredients to make the cupcakes. After paying the utilities, and if some drunkards knocked them out of my hands, it was likely to end in murder. I knew I was stressed when I found myself thinking about jail and how it might have been a relaxing way to get away for a while. I got closer to the bar and saw Sally slip into the back with Jeremy. Boss. Since I had no intention of talking to Jeremy, I figured I'd sit and wait for her. Jeremy was long-winded and I knew Sally had a crush on him, so there was no telling how long the two would be gone. Glancing around for an open seat, instead found myself watching a woman cling to a man for dear life. His face was hidden behind her hair, but his shoulders were wide enough to stretch out on either side of her. From what I could tell, he was a big man, but he was having trouble getting the woman off him. Being behind the bar usually meant I was used to snapping out orders at drunk patrons who were getting carried away, but I wasn't working, and without a bottle of tequila in my hands, there was no way that woman was going to listen to me. I tried to tell myself it wasn't my business, but the longer I watched the man gently try to push her away, the more annoyed I got. She clearly couldn't take no for an answer, and if the roles were reversed, I would have had my soda gun on her already. Growling out an annoyed sigh, I straightened my back and put a smile on my face. Striding over to the two of them, I wedged myself between them to put my cupcakes on the bar top and threw my arms around the man's very broad shoulders. I made it, finally. I had to grab the cupcakes for Sally, but I'm here now, babe, sorry for being. Somehow, the tight squeeze between the woman's upper body and his hadn't stolen my breath, but finally looking up at the man's face had. Oh, he was handsome. I instantly understood why the drunk woman was clinging to him. I wasn't drunk and I wanted to rub my body all over his too. The feeling of muscles under my hands was nice, but his eyes boring into mine had my lady bit singing. His dark hair was a little too long and falling over his forehead, and normally I would have thought he should have shaved his stubble before coming out, but the salt and pepper in his beard was alluring. His olive skin was smooth and his intent dark brown eyes were countered by a full mouth that was a shade pinker than I would have expected with his coloring. He looked like a god, and I was willing to bet there were abs, visible abs, hiding under his Henley. One side of his mouth ticked up in a smirk and he easily wrapped his arms around my waist, tugging me close. Yep, abs. I could feel them against my stomach, and if that didn't make my underwear combust. I never mind you being late, Cupcake, not when you show up looking edible. Every time. The woman was still hovering at my back, so I took the chance to run my fingers through his hair and feel the silky strands, his eyelids lowered enough to tell me he liked it, so I did it again and bit my mouth. He had no business being so hot and I had no business touching him, but what could I say? I was a hero. I glanced over my shoulder at her and smiled. Who are you? The woman frowned and glared at where the stranger had nuzzled his face into my neck. His beard was rough on my sensitive skin, but then I felt his warm, soft mouth against my pulse. I wasn't sure who was more shocked, me or the woman watching. Who am I? Who are you? Brown eyes trailed one of his hands lower until it was riding the top curve of my booty. She's no one I know. I was just trying to tell her I was meeting my girlfriend here, my habitually late girlfriend.